Good morning. So I'm starting my walk at Edale in the Peak District. I'm going to head up Kinder Scout via Grindsbook Clough, which I think has a bit of a scramble on it. And then I'm going to go over the plateau and back down via Jacob's Ladder and the Pennine Way. So this is a very popular route, a very popular area, so we couldn't get in the car park. Ended up in the charity car park, which was fine actually. It's a bit of a walk, but I didn't mind it. You know, it's along the road, but stood my ground against the cars, so it's all alright. It's a lovely little area though. The Edale Visitors Centre. So if you need any extra information, I'm sure you can get it from there. Very small car park here though. It says it's currently closed, so I can't take a little pop in and show you. It's a very nice little village. It was difficult for me to get here, as in the roads were awkward, and I don't know if it's just the way it brought me, so I'm going to see if I can go a different way, because I did rely a bit too much on sat-nav. I actually went wrong. Ended up at Chapel on the Frith in the end, because I couldn't make the turn it wanted me to make. It was so sharp off a very fast road, you know, and back on myself and up a hill. But there's just no way with all these cars behind me, so I just kind of carried on, but then I was lost. I did end up having to turn around and come up, but then I was at a better angle to make that sharp turn. So obviously it wasn't sharp going the other way. So yeah, worked out in the end. But I ended up getting here a bit later than I'd have liked. So no chance of parking in the main car park. It does look like there's a race going on today, fell running. I did see a lot of runners, thought it was just popular, but it looks like there's actually an event going on. So it is even more busy than usual actually. And I've just heard a lot of screaming and cheering from in Edale, so I take it they've set off on their way. I have seen notices warning people of runners, but I've seen event staff walking up as well. So I don't quite know if they're going to make this a bit awkward. so it's starting to get a little bit more muddy, a little bit wetter on the ground, because we are going to be following up by a brook. There's also, it's a hill, there's loads of springs, so yeah, this is going to be a muddy walk, or it should be, if Kinder Scout is anything like I remember it to be. Now, oh, I'm going to come up on this grassy bit for a second. What I might do is actually put my gaiters on at this point, because it's only going to get worse. And like I say, I know Kinder Scout to be muddy. I haven't been up Kinder since I was a teenager, but if there's one thing I remember about it, it's mud. Okay, so because it just started to get a little bit muddy, just in case I put the gaiters on, because I'm going to do it at some point, I'm sure. Once I get up on Kinder, might as well do it now and protect my clothes that bit more. Oh, that's nice. So far it's a very lovely walk. I have done this one, and I'm sure I've done the one from Hayfield before. I'm sure I've been up Grindsbook. I've been up Kinder Downfall area. So, but like I say, I was in my teens. We were talking over 20 years ago. I don't remember it particularly well. What I do remember is mud, peat bogs. So I've crossed the river now on some very awkward stepping stones, but they were there. Didn't get wet, so that's really good. And now heading up to, I think, what is going to be the main scramble. I mean, this is just a lot of rocks and a bit of a scramble. But I think there's one further up. I'll tell you, one of the challenging things is how busy the route is. Very popular.
It snowed in the other week and I want to do that. It's locked it out.
So it's not fell running, it's a barrel race. The barrel challenge. A team of people carrying a barrel of water, I assume. That scramble was a lot of fun. I was worried it wasn't going to be as challenging as I hoped, but actually it was better. I really enjoyed that. Couldn't film too much of it because I couldn't risk breaking my camera. Right, so I started off again. I filled my bottle up at the stream. It looks very dirty, very peaty. This is a peat bog area. I use a water to go bottle which has a filter in it. It's supposed to filter everything out. So you could get water from the dirtiest puddles and lakes and streams, and it would be safe. So we're going to try that out. If I end up with some kind of illness or disease or parasite, we'll know not to trust that filtering company, don't we? So there is a difference actually on what I remember Kinder Scout to be. So this peat bog type thing, that's more like I remember it, although muddier. Like you had to hop from little mounds of heather from one to another, and you like that. But it was thick mud. What I don't remember is ever having a path. I mean, maybe it was here and I've come a different route on here, but it wasn't popular, it wasn't busy, and there wasn't a path. You get to the top and you don't really know which way to go, and you had to know your map and compass. Obviously we didn't have GPS. You had to know how to use it. I used to come up here to learn how to navigate with map and compass, because it was a good tester, it was a good exercise. You had to take bearings, and there's not much up here. If you look, there's not a lot to take a bearing with, so it does get difficult. But so we'll see if it gets to that bit. I have no idea if this is going to be a paved path all the way through. I'd love to know when it was put in, if this is within the last 20 years, or if the way I've come across Kinder has just always been a different way, because I don't remember. But it wasn't easy, and this is, so I don't know whether to expect something getting harder later on. That's what Kinder Scout used to look like, all of it. protection so I can talk to you. I don't think I'm going to get any. This is the Woolpacks anyway. Chair up there, and down over there, it's hard to see probably on here, but that's Jacob's ladder. That's where we're going to be coming back down. And I think that up there there's some rocks. I think that must be no stool. Right, I apologise for the wind noise, but okay, so I've just stopped and taken the gaiters off because I've joined up with another paved path coming through here, and I feel like, and especially with the popularity of this walk, this is what it is. Literally the least muddiest walk I've been on, I think. So I took the gaiters off, come all this way, and they've got hardly any mud on them. Pointless. Carted them all the way here for nothing. Like, very much over prepared for what this walk is. It really isn't the Kinder Scout I remember at all. Now this has been a really, really lovely walk. Very lovely, very pleasant walk. And not at all what I expected it to be. And I feel a little bit disappointed by that, to be honest. I know that Jacob's ladder is well paved. The difficult bit is this plateau, and it hasn't been difficult. So it's been very lovely. I'm very happy with it in that respect. It's been pleasant. But I haven't got out of it what I wanted to get out of it, which was a navigational challenge, one that I remember from my childhood that we used to do when we were learning map reading, you know, and using a compass. And so I was quite excited to have a go at that with the backup of GPS these days, so I've got that if I needed it. But I wanted to try and do it with a map because, you know, can I still do it? It was a question I was asking myself. And the routes I've been on so far on my walks haven't been ones where I needed to take bearings on a compass or anything like that. So I knew that Kinder Scout was one that you did need to do that. There's no path. You've got to just figure it out, take your bearings, keep checking them and figure out your way across. So this wasn't at all like that. This was more like walking across Mam Tor to Blues Hill, you know, the Great Ridge Walk. Very easy, very, you know, a simple, nice, pleasant track along some nice views. But in that respect, it's been lovely. I don't, you know, I'm not complaining in that way, but I will have to come back up here and go a different route. That is the plan anyway. I knew I couldn't, well, I suppose you could try and do Kinder Scout all in one day, but I wasn't going to. I plan on, you know, every now and again popping up here but doing a different path. So now I've done this one. One day I'll do the one I was originally going to do. I can come from hayfields, I come from all different directions, Bleak Clough, and just explore the plateau. So I'm sure there's going to be moments, plenty of moments, where I'm going to go back into those peat bogs that I remember as a kid, and I'm going to be thinking to myself, why on earth did you do that to yourself? Why? So there's Jacob's ladder down there. That's where they're going. Like I say, it's been a very easy, very pleasant walk, which wasn't what I expected, so I don't mind adding bits on. So yeah, in terms of the weather today, it wasn't going to be too bad today, but at high levels it says there could be substantial rain, so if you're on any hills. So I sort of don't trust anything at the moment in terms of the weather. It's been very changeable and they can't always tell what's going to happen. They're not that accurate. Yesterday it said it wasn't going to rain and it rained a lot through the day, so I don't trust it. So you've got to be prepared, especially when you're coming up somewhere like Kinder Scout. So I've got all that in my bag, including waterproof trousers because of the potential mud situation, spare socks because of the wet. I was walking up a river. My shoes do have some level of waterproofing, and that's worked. It's been great, actually. They're not wet at all. So I've got a lot of things that I may have needed, and in reality I've needed very little of it. Weather's been lovely. Maybe I needed to bring a hat and sun cream, which I didn't because it was supposed to be cloudy and about 10 degrees. So I didn't plan for it to be warm and sunny. You can't plan for everything, and it's, well, okay, sun is bad, but it's more important to be warm enough, isn't it, than risk hypothermia or something. But it's been alright with this packet. I mean, that's not crazy heavy. Obviously I haven't got overnight stuff in it. It's just emergency stuff, rain gear, warm layers, obviously filming equipment, map, compass, usual. So, and lunch and water. I didn't bring too much water because I had the water to go bottle. I tried it, I've had a drink out of it. It was lovely, perfectly fine. Well, tastes it anyway. So now I've joined the Pennine Way back down to Edale.
You alright, Steve?
I'd go to too close.
Yeah. Do you want me to take that?
I haven't got the trekking pole out still, but I am wondering whether I'm probably going to need it on the way down. I actually think it might be something that's more helpful to me on a way down than a way up, just to give a bit of support. But it's definitely easier coming down Jacob's Ladder than it would have been to go down Grindsbook Clough. I saw a couple go down there and I didn't envy them. Well, I guess you didn't see everything, but because I had to put you away. But it was very challenging, particularly at the end. Obviously doable to come down, but I wouldn't like to be doing it myself if it's avoidable.
I've no sense of rhythm.
Well, I think there's like two paths here. There's that one, and I'm walking in the middle. I missed the scramble. I missed Grindsbook Clough, which in reality it was the best thing about this walk. I absolutely loved it. Oh, look at this caterpillar. So my favourite part of this walk was definitely the scramble at Grindsbrook. It was just a perfect amount of fun and adventure, basically. It was a lot of fun, challenging, and I enjoyed that challenge. The views across the top, across, oh, what do you call it? It's not really a ridge. Around the edge of the plateau were beautiful. And going down by Woolpacks, if I'm honest, I've not been there, that I know of anyway, that I remember, and I've been curious about what Woolpacks was because I've heard of it, and so now I know. Yeah, and overall I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad that I took the route I went, as in I went a bit wrong to what I planned, but sometimes I like doing that. That's the beauty of having a map with you. I know I keep talking about maps and I need to stop talking about them, but it is. If you're following a guide, you're stuck to that route and it's very easy to go wrong. I did have to show somebody the map who was just following a guide so they could figure out where they were and where they needed to be. So it is important, but to stop stressing that point, you do get to choose the route you take there and then, which is a lot of fun. Something I really enjoy doing, that freedom. Go where you want. So all that is where I've walked across. It's been a warmer day than they promised. It was supposed to be cool and cloudy. Potentially rain, but they didn't. I think that's more tomorrow. I'm still shocked that was Kinder Scout was one of the least muddiest trails I've ever been on. Well, here's my mud. So I found my mud, almost got all the way back without being muddy at all. So, funny story, I've made a mistake. So I'm like, oh well, I'll go back into Edale now, so see you later. And I was not in Edale. I'm not actually sure where it is, but it's not Edale. And what I should have done is turned left onto the Pennine Way, and that would have taken me to meet up with the road that I left on. So if I carry on down, I'm going to meet a big main road, which I'd rather not have to walk down. So I've had a look and there are some footpaths heading back over to Edale across fields. So I've no idea what to expect and if these fields are going to have cows. So I might need that stick after all. So I'm coming into Barber Booth and I'm going to come to a road and I want to go left away from the main road, and then I'll find a footpath and that's going to take me over a ton of fields to eventually get to Edale station. There will be a fork in the road halfway there, so I need to take the right hand fork and that'll take me to the station. The left hand fork would take me up to that Grindsbook where I started that climb up. Gorgeous cottage. Okay, this must be the road. So that's the main road, and I want to come up to the left. Yeah, I can see the public footpath sign. Yay, on track. Grindsbook Booth and Edale station, which is exactly where we want to go. Well, private no public access, I guess lots of people must get that wrong. And these guys are very serious about it. But the arrow actually does say to come this way. Oh, and they've very much signed it. I'd rather they did that though. I mean, my complaint whenever I get a bit lost on a farmer's field is sign it then. So anyway, yeah, well signposted. I'm pleased about that. Might be a bit like, you know, shouting at us, but rather that than not tell us anything. Honestly, why is the only mud problems I have, oh, I just put little bits in, haven't they? The only mud problem I'm having is on, not on Kinder. A fork in the road, and it's well signposted, Edale station or Grindsbook. So obviously I'll be following Grindsbook station. It wouldn't have really mattered if I had got this one wrong, because it's only going to take me a bit further up the road. I've already come up, but it's obviously very helpful that it was clearly signposted on this occasion. So, I missed a permissive footpath when I checked the map. So when I got to the fork in the road, it was a different fork. It was a permissive footpath that I've come down. But it's fine, because it actually goes to Edale station. The other one actually went further up the road to Edale station. So this one actually takes me closer to where I want to be, so that's fine. I don't need to backtrack. Oh, honestly though, rookie mistake. But it's all the same to me. It's all paths, isn't it? Edale station. Yay. So we actually are in Edale this time, and in that case, I think I can say with confidence, if you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.